We got Dan Deming joining us, Managing Director at KKM Financial. So Dan, Goldman has the sell on D.R. Horton, which is down about 2% right now. But one of the other home builders that you're looking at has been rallying right next to them, and it's KB Homes.
Yeah, big move this year, and I think, to quote David Byrne and the Talking Heads, this must be the place, and it certainly has been the place for 2019. And, I think Mike's points are valid, and there's, the concerns of valuations when you talk about the Goldman Sachs and analysts. But ultimately, when you look at the factors pushing into 2020, yes, maybe rates are going to moderate here, but I don't think they're going anywhere outside of the current range where we've seen mortgage rates for the last several months. So I still think that there's favorable conditions moving into 2020, particularly for those entry-level and first-time buyers, and that's why I like KB Homes.
All right, so Dan, and to quote, I'll go the other end, to quote Frank Costanza, we call it the place to be. The place to be. All right, so Dan, if you want to short it, how do you go about doing it?
Well, actually, I'm not looking to actually short it right here.
Right.
I still think there's still some upside, but I think there's a unique play here from a trade example, particularly when you look at the options market on KB Homes. Now, I want to preface this that KB Homes, there's not a lot of volume in there, so you want to be very careful when you analyze these types of trades. But this trade example points to an April call tree. I'm going back to the call tree, Oliver. So I think there's a unique opportunity here when you look at this call tree, 35, 37, 39. You can buy the 35 call in April, sell a 37 call in April, and sell a 39 call in April. You can collect a credit on this, about 80 cents for this trade example. So it gives you the opportunity to collect some premium and still participate to the upside. And if we do see weakness in the first quarter, you still get to keep that premium if we fall away from 35.
All right. So look, so you're going against the analysts doing a little bit, saying that
a little bit.
There's a little bit more to move here. So Dan, what's the downside risks, and at what point does the trade start to break down if the selling from today escalates?
Well, no, actually, the downside to this trade, Oliver, is the explosion to the upside. We've seen KB Homes up 84%, I think, for 2019. If my numbers are correct. Right, because
you're selling the 37 and 39.
Right, so your break even on this is 41.15 on this trade example, Oliver. So that's a substantial premium to where it's currently trading. And again, if we do see a continued steady drive in these stocks as we've seen the last couple of quarters, that keeps that range within check. But if we see a fall off, you still get to collect a premium, and that you're not putting out any cash to put this trade example on. So I think that that's very key here. So I think the one risk here is an explosion to the upside. And I think, as you pointed out, and as Goldman Sachs has noticed, there are some valuation checks here, but I'm still not too overly concerned that we're going to see a major fall off. At the same time, be able to participate to the upside if we continue to see these home builders grinding higher.
Yeah. All right, Dan, what's the risk? I mean, do you think rates are going to play a big role here for home builders, or, is it overstated as long as the economy is chugging along?
That's good. That's always a risk, and again, the economic structure. Now, I think KB Homes, along with the other entry-level markets, particularly if you're focused on the Dallas and/or Texas market, where there's still undersupply. So I think as we move into there, and KB Homes does have exposure there, so I think there's still some growth opportunities there. But ultimately, if we see mortgage rates reverse back up, and we see a substantial shift in the current yields, and we see mortgages, the 5s and the 30s particularly, shoot higher, that will put a cap on probably these stocks, at least for the short term, if we see some resistance there from a mortgage standpoint.
Yeah. All right. Dan, nice work. Appreciate the trade as always, Dan Deming. Hey, before I let you go, Dan, you got a macro thought here? Because stocks are loving this report. How long can bonds sell off before it becomes a problem?
Yeah, they really are. Well, I think if we take out the previous highs, Oliver, maybe that will call into question some of the valuations here. And we're not there yet. I think the 10-year's at 1.84 right now. So, again, not getting back to the levels where it just was a week ago. But ultimately, all these numbers are very positive. You have to say rolling into next week. Now, you're right, though. There could be a tweet over the weekend or something that might disrupt the current uptrend. But we got a lot of things next week the market's going to be very focused on, kicking off with the Fed meeting on Wednesday. Just not so much what's going to happen, but how are they going to express their views moving forward, and then the Brexit vote. So there's a lot next week, but certainly these numbers are very positive to finish the week on.
All right. Appreciate it, Dan Deming. As always, good stuff. Managing Director at KKM Financial.